different ways on them, up in K's on them. When it comes to that raw, I got plays on it. Mama raised a young hustler, never rock with a buster. Hide the dope in the mustard, K9 couldn't touch us. I'm a neighborhood dude, you the neighborhood watch. You just copped you a Jag, I just copped me a lot. You be bagging up mid, I be shaking that pot. Then get to Mr. Coffee, make sand out of rock. Good guy turn bad, when you chasing that bag. Hit a no mask, for a lifetime of gas. I'm trying to fix my past, I ain't never had shit. Bought some dope with my lashes, real near hit rich. Learned the game from a geek, he hooked me up with the Greeks. Now I'm sitting on the beach, St. Louis big meats. Got a crib in the city, I ain't never hard to meet. You might think you ballin', but
I got the roll in the palm of my hand. I got the roll in the palm of my hand. I got your in the palm of my hand. I got your in the palm of my hand. I just hit a lick for 200 grand. I just hit a lick for 200 grand. Keep a drum like I'm marching the band. Keep a drum like I'm marching the band. Lame, never understand. My homie died, so I'm popping Zans. Painkillers hopping out of vans. Painkillers hopping out of vans. Plug told me to take that, so I took that. Never look back. Now I got the run in the palm of my hand. Started off with a .5, ended up with like 9 rings. Contraband in my book bag. Now we call that the killer kid. Started selling to the hustlers. Serving things wasn't good enough. Android ringing off the hook. I'm kinda glad that I stayed up. Y'all niggas be laid up. I'm up after I laid down. Catching flights in and out of town. I'm a wanted man, I can't stay around. For a show, you gotta double down. How you like me now? Last shot, I'm the hottest round. Schooling like a college town. Tell Lucy break the weed down. Granddaddy got snapback. Roll me a perfecto. Pass out before I pass that. Baby girl, give it next slow. Everybody drinking XO. Only blowing on the best smoke. Give me commas, no death smoke. Tell Lucy break the weed down. Granddaddy got snapback. Roll me a perfecto. Pass out before I pass that. Baby girl, give it next slow. Everybody drinking XO. Only blowing on the best smoke. Give me commas, no death smoke. I got the rod in the palm of my hand. I got the rod in the palm of my hand. I got your bitch in the palm of my hand. I got your bitch in the palm of my hand. I just hit a lick for 200 grand. I just hit a lick for 200 grand. Keep it drum like I'm marching the band. Keep it drum like I'm marching the band. Lame, never understand. My homie died, so I'm popping Zans. Painkillers hopping out of vans. Painkillers hopping out of vans. Plug told me to take that, so I took that. Never look back. Now I got the roll in the palm of my hand. Watch me pull up in the coupe. All of my niggas will shoot. All of your niggas some hoes. Everybody know it's true. I was born in the loop. He was red, I was blue. But all I wanted was the green. I thought you motherfuckers knew. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang.
riding around with the demonstration. 100 rounds, that's intimidation. Serving niggas out the window, baby. Independent, fuck a record label. 100 grand underneath the table. Selling cane when we wasn't able. Now I got the whole fam stable. New lit, homemade with. New toilet paper, same shit. Got bad habits, got a bad bitch. Who you came to see is who you leaving with. Real niggas do real shit. Rip a track like it's counterfeit. Counting money with my county bitch. We be smoking on that Cali shit. I can fuck her, but I'm on some player shit. Yeah. I let the money do the talking. Let the shit do the stalking. Fuck nigga keep walking. Snitch nigga keep talking. Homicide keep lurking. Young nigga keep watching. Dope boys keep working. Yeah, I came from the slums. Mama ran out of funds. Had to feed my bruh, so I had to make runs. Booby took me off the streets. Told me how to play the cuts. I was tired of being raw. Started getting that dust.
Watch me pull up in the coupe. All of my niggas will shoot. All of your niggas some hoes. Everybody know it's true. I was born in the loop. He was red, I was blue. But all I wanted was the green. I thought you motherfuckers knew. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. I was against the fall, I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang.
I grew up a gangster. We grew up around gangsters. I was selling drug, nigga. You grew up around drug, nigga. I done shot, nigga. Heard y'all nigga be calling cops, nigga. Got 4, 5 crack houses on one block, nigga. Got dime bags, same size of rocks in my chain. Only rap nigga in the game still sell cocaine. I cop a new whip every month, nigga, all cocaine. A real street nigga love to move when it rain. That's a biography, that's the big range. Got Taliban in the club, man, they making it thunder. All the 5 ones and 10, we call that new chain. Might as well get to the scribble, that foot for a little tune. Free bad drip set, nigga, I shine like Dane. Trap roller, I caught 2 for me and her. My bitch more gangsta than a lot of you niggas. We use 200 rats, nigga, for pillars.
Watch me pull up in the coupe. All of my niggas will shoot. All of your niggas some hoes. Everybody know it's true. I was born in a loop. He was red, I was blue. But all I wanted was the green. I thought you motherfuckers knew. I was against it for I was a rapper. I was against it for I was a rapper. I was against it for I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang. I was against it for I was a rapper. I was against it for I was a rapper. I was against it for I was a rapper. Bitch, I was gang, 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 gang.
Versky. What's the word? What's the word? Tizzy Tiz, we back at it again, boy.
What's up? What's up? Gang, 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 gang.
Hell yeah, boy. We just got off. Huh?
Who was that?
That was me, Buddy, and Casino from Free Band Gang.
That shit slide right there.
Yeah. I was on the hook. Buddy did the first verse and
You slid on that hook.
Huh?
You slid on that hook, boy. You kept them alive.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I made that beat and that hook. Actually, we had the song. I had the song already. It was one of them type of shits.
I feel like I heard it before.
Yeah, I presented it. I presented it to the nigga. I presented it to Buddy. Buddy did it, and at that time, Just Bleezy from All Stars, he was down there fucking with Buddy, and they had flew out to Future yacht party, and they kind of threw some shit together, put some shit together, got him to come down and do this shit, and they was supposed to be shooting a video, but you know how that go. You don't take advantage of the shit while it's going on, man, and the money, and especially when his favors getting done. You know what I mean? You gotta catch that shit all at once, because it's hard to stop making money. Like I say, to make no money or to make little money. You know what I mean?
Make a fact. It's a huge fact right there.
Hell yeah.
The motherfucker slide though. Y'all got it streaming though?
Yeah, he got it up, man. We finna revamp a lot of the music, dog. You know what I mean? Especially after once we do 314 Day. We gonna do that up there, cause we doing 314 Day pageant. So we gonna do this song and do the other ones I produced for him.
Oh, where y'all performing at?
At the pageant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up. I was one of them artists that was getting flack about that shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even though I'm not the artist, but I mean, shit, I'm there. I'm on stage. I'm doing, you know what I mean? They ain't my songs, but I think out of 3 out of 4 songs that he doing, I helped write them all, not the whole. You know what I mean? Like just like the song we just listened to. You know what I mean? My influence all through it. So.
Oh, who performed?
Buddy.
I don't think I know.
Yeah. Buddy, he got the song Ha Ha Ha, and he got the song Bounce. Let me see if I got him on here.
It's out right now on the radio?
Yeah, we've been this shit been out on the radio since probably like about 6-7 years now. I'm still probably getting a little ass cap check for that shit. But yeah, they're still playing in some of their mix shows and shit like that. It's still come on the radio. I still get a check for it, so somebody playing it. Hold on.
Yeah, especially if it's streaming too, though.
Oh yeah. Let me see. But we finna revamp a lot of this shit, man, because a lot of the music, and it ain't no diss to him at all because he ain't do nothing wrong. We was at a learning stage, but a lot of the music that we was dropping, was just getting put out the wrong way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? For us to capitalize off songs that we needed to capitalize off of, they really just wasn't getting put out the right way. So by me publishing the songs that I need to revamp, I published them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the ISRC numbers to them, I got the IPI numbers to them, and all that shit. So I could easily go back and this what Buddy say. So I ain't gonna do nothing without, you know what I mean. I'm gonna talk to my mans about it and let them know what we're doing. But I'm just gonna go in and just we'll go in and change the name. Like for this song right here, this song called Gangsta Performer Rapper. We'll go in and change the name to it, re-upload and get a new ISRP number, you know what I mean, and revamp it like that. Put a new video to it, you know what I mean, some visuals to it, you know what I mean, because I mean it's a new era, that old shit. I mean, I think that's what a lot of artists should do, you know what I mean, no matter if you revamp it, take it, change the name to it,
rebrand it.
Rebrand
yourself.
Yeah. Change the name to it. Get involved with the parties that
Found the lead. I found it. I knew it.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what I'm on, man. I actually need to be preparing myself for that shit because that shit gonna be here in 10 days. And 10 days is like 3 days. That shit be here so fast before you know it.
Here, put it back on there.
I found bleach. Don't put my leg. After I take it off, I found bleach. Why are you just laughing?
I said it hurt.
That is trash. Let's try with the long one.
That's cool.
Use that. Let's try
You was able to find the video?
Yep, I'm finna play one right now. Let's see what we talking about.
What bro now?
I sent the link to Marcus said he wasn't at the crib. He said he'll be at the crib in about 30 minutes. I sent CJ the link. I resent it to him for me. Can you? But I sent it to him. If I know I did. I probably didn't. Damn, I probably didn't. No, I did. Is that today's stamp? Yeah, I did send it to him.
We probably outside.
Let me make sure that's the right one. REB. Yeah, I sent it to him. Let me see. I ain't gonna do that long on her either, man. I'm gonna try to get out of here about 11:30, man. Somewhere around there, 11:45. I want to really 12 o'clock my stamp for real.
Yeah.
I gotta get my ass up.
Gotta have a breaking point. Sometimes you gotta say no.
Bad news. I took the bandage off and I closed it really hard. And I threw it in the trash.
What?
The band-aid I just had. I just had the band-aid I was having.
All right.
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now. So maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything?
You say what?
You hip to him?
No, I ain't never tripped off of him. No. I'm finna pull it back though.
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now. So maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial, Supporters of simulation theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out why. The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now, I don't think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now, you're a character in that world, and you think you have free will. And you say, I want to invent a computer. So you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down.
When Elon Musk was asked what he thought the chances were that our reality is the original base reality,
the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a little more conservative. He thinks the odds that we are in base reality versus a simulated reality is 50-50. A 50-50 chance that everything we experience is artificial, that's still pretty high. And even though we mostly hear what scientists think about this, it's not scientific theory. Simulation theory isn't math, it's philosophy. It isn't physics, it's metaphysics. So what we need is hard evidence that we live in a simulation. And to find proof, all you have to do is look.
You stop sharing. We're a little laggy and shit. It's raining.
Probably got to let it buff.
No. The video wasn't. No. We were straight. I mean, if it was straight on your end, you seen it, right?
Yeah, it was straight on my end.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking about once I was coming out of it, it was kind of buff. No, I agree with him. Listen, it's like that game. All right, because Neil Tyson deGrasse always talking about. I mean, for those who didn't know, that was the fat black dude they was showing on the little TV screen. He always talk about, like, he talk about the game Sims. And if you ever played the game Sims, or anybody ever played the game Sims, Sims is one of those games where they give you a character and you get to build. Hold on, CJ just messaged me. Hold on. Oh no, he didn't. Sims one of those games where you get to build a character, and you get, you know what I mean, like you get to build, you get to have a house, you get to go to work, have a family, that, and the third. You know what I mean? One of those games. But the catch to the game is they lives move on, and you don't even have to be on the game. So when you play the game, little John, he might just be getting out of. You might have played it. You got him out of. He might just be going to college. Got him in the ninth grade. I mean, his freshman year in college, and then for some reason you stop playing the game. Just say if something else came out and you start playing the game. Well, when you just say when you get back on the game, that same character, he'll be married with kids. And if depending on how long depending on how long it is on there, how long it is before you come back on there, he would have died. You know what I mean? But he would have restarted himself. But the point of is the game can go on without you even being on the game. So
yeah, they said they coming up with a thing where for real people. So they using their identity and they putting them
in these simulations. I can believe that.
Where they,
I mean,
that's
the only way you get that real reality. I can believe that if for the people who want that real reality experience, I don't even want to take it that far. You know what I mean? Like playing the Sims game. Listen, playing Grand Theft Auto is enough for me. Now it'll be something if I play Grand Theft Auto and I like to play the game correctly. Like when I'm playing the game, I like to play the game correctly, like the way the game is played. Like I get up. When I take off all my clothes, I lay down in the bed. You know what I'm saying? I park my cars up. I make sure I fix them all before the game over with. You know what I'm saying? I play the game right. You know what I mean? So if I was to get back on the game and say, well, boom, I laid my dude down, took all his clothes off. I turn back on the game, boom, he's standing out in the middle of the street with his clothes on. And he already got 4 or 5 stars on him already. He already said that'll kind of fuck with my brain a little bit because I mean that the game went on without me even controlling it. He off into some whole other shit. You know what I mean? That's what Sims is. And could be us. It could be. I mean, because if Sims could have a life without a controller, then what's stopping them characters for thinking they real?
Okay, and with that being said, it's funny that you said that because he was saying, get out that window. He was saying, if whatever's controlling the simulation, you know, how do you trick it? You know what I'm saying? And because it's watching you, because they did a experiment where they had was shooting some particles through a straight line, you know, and just to see how would the particles retrieve on the end of the whatever they was attacking on, and it was showing that it would have make.
You muted. I can't hear you.
Who, me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, and they do the same thing through 2 lines. You know, it did the same thing, but when they put something in front of it to kind of stop, you gotta watch that shit because I can't really explain this shit. But this shit make a lot of sense. Like something, if we are in a simulation, who's goddamn me controlling the simulation? You know what I'm saying? And how do it dictate? You know, like you were saying, you feel like everything is already written. Everything that we do and everything that we say is already meant for us to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right. Well, so boom. So all right. So check this out. If we is in a simulation,
now you got a beat or something playing?
Huh?
A beat or something playing? Crazy.
Yeah, I got a pen in the background. It's loud in your ear.
Yeah, it's loud. It's over us.
Is that loud?
Nah, that's cool right there.
All right. All right, if we was in a simulation, then I say, yeah, we got free will. If you call what we is in a simulation, then yeah, I could say that it's a possibility that we have free will because but even in that, it's really even that you have to limitate your free will because it's only so much you can do inside of a simulation that's not already built to its totality. You know what I mean? If it's not already, it's just like when you get it. So I mean, the free will, the free will only comes to so even in the simulation, I had to catch what I was saying, because you only have so much free will, even in a simulation. You know what I mean? When you playing a video game, you know what I mean? If you haven't beat the next level yet, it's gonna roadblock you.
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. They were saying like, if whatever's watching us or controlling us, you know, you can control what we see. You know, just like the game, for instance, when you playing a video game, the video game don't show you what's in front of what's in it and what's in front of what's in front of that until you get there. You know,
until like, you enter it. Meaning, I know what you mean. Meaning, like, my outside of this door, it's black. The game it's not even built yet.
Exactly.
I know what you mean. Yeah. We was on that shit years ago. That comes with with the parallel universes and shit like that also, you know what I mean? But yeah, I used to always think that, like, I mean, in my brain, so my brain is the video game builder, and I have a structure. So so what throws me with that, because just like you said, if ain't nothing in there, but what throws me with that is, who game are we in? Like you said, like, even though, well, and it's not really hard for me to think of it if I think of Sims, because whoever game it is and whose simulation you in. Meaning, when I play Sims, I name my characters what I want to name them. I move them in whatever house I want to move them in. I work them. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, to them, if that game can move on without me, if this dude got a job, he was in the 9th grade when I stopped playing. When I started playing again, that nigga was working at a tech company. He had a family, he had a dog, somebody died and shit. You know what I mean? All kind of, so for it to keep going on like that, some part of that mental state in that Sims game, they have to believe that they real.
Yep.
They can die. They can work and without me. So meaning, like, so when we think like, all right, well, if this is a simulation, who's controlling it? Well, if that's a simulation, who's controlling that? Because I ain't played the game in 2 years.
Right.
So who is controlling that?
You definitely got to watch that video though. So,
what's going on?
Oh, we was talking about
the world being a simulation.
Yeah, the world being a simulation.
If we're in a simulation, you know, how do we, you know, really kind of contrast, you know, what's supposed to be meant for us? Like Gretaville was saying, he feel like everything that we do is already meant to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we are here in a simulation, or we heard to create what's being built, you know, how is that effective with a person that's already, you know, said this is what you're going to do? And that's how I feel like they feel like we born into sin, because we don't know our natural origins, you know, of, you know, what we are here to do, basically. So,
all right, so if it's all right, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Stop me when I need to be, so you can.
No, you ain't need to be. I was thinking.
Yeah, go ahead. So we can. I want to make sure we on the same page.
For me to think that is. I don't know. I should never stop you.
Why?
I mean, because I lost my train of thought by stopping you. If I would have never stopped you, would have finished what you saying, and then I would have collectively thought what I was trying to say.
No, I was just saying, basically, how you feel like we already given the task, but we also are allowed to create a task. You know, wouldn't that be contradicting of, you know, the one who's giving us the task? And with that being said, is that the reason why they say we born in sin, because we have free will to go against the task?
Well, I so now am I looking at this in a simulation point of view? Or
all of the simulation, yeah.
All right, so in a simulation point of view, then yeah, we got a task. We got whatever task. All right, so if we born in sin, if we're in a simulation and we born in sin, that means it has nothing. That means the whoever set us up for us to be born in sin for that reason. Now, if the game could come out of that, if we able to come out of that, or if the game able to come out of that, well, we don't know, because as of now, if you ask me, if this is a simulation and the simulation is made for us to advance, then I say we have to
accept everything that
we at some point of the game is at a block. You know what I mean? We at a block in some point of the game, because you know why I say that? Because it's just like a video game. You know what I mean? You have play, you know, you play the video game and you playing a story mode on the video game, and you get to the point where it's supposed to go to the next level, but you ain't did something right, so you got to go back. You're like, God damn, what the fuck going on?
Oh yeah, so you missed the stipulation or something. What they call it? Like, yeah.
Miss one of them stores, like when you go. I know what you're saying. Like, you gotta get all the stores on Mario Brothers to get to the next world. To complete all the worlds, you got to have 3 stores in each world.
Yeah, if you don't complete one, so and I feel like if this is a simulation that we in, we at the point where now we at that blockage, but we missed something because we asking questions outside of what we normally should know. Like, is it a world beyond where the stoppage at? Is it more land? You muted if you're talking to me. Oh, like if it's more land, that if it's more, so we got to be at the point of the game where either we finna get ready to come to the next phase of the game, either somebody finna crack the code, or either somebody finna crack it where we get to the next phase of the simulation, or we gonna have to go back and we missed something, because we at a stuck point right now, and for us to be able to understand what we trying to understand, the simulation have to open up more. You know what I mean? And if the simulation,
which is you,
huh?
And that is which is you.
Well, yeah, which is you, yeah. You are, well, collectively. All right, so if we all in this simulation together, we are all in the same simulation, but we have we have to be in one person. So boom. So all right. So take it like this: if we for me to be able to talk to you and my family, we all got to be in the one person simulation. This is only one person simulation. This is his setup. You know what I mean? So that means they got to be hella other motherfuckers got their own simulations as well.
Exactly. Yep. And I agree with that as well.
Right. It got to be. I would look at it like that, because if it's one and this is one simulation, like in my simulation on Sims, nigga, it's a doctor, lawyer, there's all kind of motherfuckers in here. You know what I mean? That comes along with the progression.
But it's only one creator, though. It's only one creator.
Yeah, it was only one. Well, actually, it was 2 creators. It was the person who created the sim, and it was the person who gave the sim to me to control.
Nah, that person. Nah, the person who made the simulation is the person who made everything that coincide with us in the simulation.
Oh, well, right. Well, that becomes, well, then now when you talking that, then that ain't one creator. You talking a company. So you talking multiple motherfuckers putting their thought together to make this happen. They get that part. They do, like you said, you don't believe it's all one creator. Some of them did that. Some of them did that. Some of them did that. I can see that if we're in a simulation, I can see all of that being everything, like you said, us having free will. We're in a simulation. I can see us having free will because that somebody simulated it to be like that.
But we asking questions that either,
that's why I said pull that video up. If you pull that video up, then
the same one we just seen.
Yeah, go towards like the end part.
I'm gonna go and watch it all over again. Fuck it.
Nah, you ain't watched the whole thing, did you? That motherfucker.
Yeah, we watched the whole thing.
You probably ain't watching the other one then. Cause did you see the thing where he was shooting the things through the slits?
Nah, that must have been a different video.
Yeah. Watch that one. That's the one that's really.
All right.
That's the one I thought you was pulling up.
Here. Put them on the Twitter.
Nah, I'm not gonna take that out.
Please.
What y'all talking?
We need some batteries.
I'm gonna go to the second video you sent me.
See, this is one talking about what we was talking about. If that's the right one, like I said, I sent you a few of them.
Hold on, here I come.
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now, so maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial? Supporters of simulation theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out why. The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now, I don't think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
You're a character in that world, and you have to be willing to say, I want to invent a computer. So you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world.
What'd you say, Tizzy?
I said make sure y'all stopping it or saying something, you know, if you want to specify, speak on what he's saying, and make sure.
No. You know what? Actually, I was just.
I want to start that motherfucker over.
Yeah, I want to start it over. Right before every part of the video. That's the whole point of, you know, having it. Not just
right before you said that, I was just gonna say that was just a line in what I was just saying, thinking like it when I was saying it was more than one player.
That's why I said all of my saying perfect, and then kind of break it down so you can kind of, you know, get a better understanding. And I just want to make sure we say acknowledging ourselves, you know, when we don't understand and don't just take this shit for granted.
Right, for sure.
That's real shit.
World creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down.
When Elon, civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one. Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial? Supporters of simulation theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out why. The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely.
They say we destroy ourselves before we able to create a simulation. So for us to get to the point where we could create a simulation.
He said, who did he say again came up with this theory? Like, was it a group of people?
Cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom.
Nick Bostrom.
Okay.
Put him in here.
Mm-hmm.
That little egghead was smart than a mud, boy.
My mama, he thought all of her off his head.
So boom. All right. So and this something right here.
I
mean, this just to what y'all would say. If
I'm just saying if. I ain't saying that they saying that he is there, but let me just say if he was the one that created a simulation to be able to answer that question, would he be God of that simulation, or would the God be, or like if they get to ask a question like, damn, I wonder who is God, and then they'll be like, well, God got to be he, and then they'll be like, well, who created him? Does that keep going on beyond that? Because he also has a God that or something created him, and you know what I mean? Does that keep going on?
I believe so.
Does they fall into the same questionnaire that we fall into as they simulate through the game?
Lamb chop effect, man.
Because Nick Bostrom will be the creator. Let's say, for example, so let's say if they get his depiction right and everything, and let's say if this is depiction they show him as being God, sitting at the table, bald head with glass, they like, all right, well, but you know what? But the simulation don't look like him. The simulation is really whatever they made him as. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and they like, all right, well then, if he looked like that, who created him? And then who created them? What book do we go by? Because if we got simulated, that means he got simulated. What book? You know what I mean? They got instructions. So it'll all lead back to the questions that we have today.
And
like who created what?
And that's what it goes back down to. And like I said, it's bigger than the simulation. The simulation is just an example of astrology and how the origin been working way before our time.
Yeah, that's why I say we always speaking.
You know what I'm saying?
We only speaking from our time only, like but so like we gotta really think outside the box and think like, man, this shit it was shit that existed way before it was just humans. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
and like
the other planets and everything, like I trip off that shit watching that movie Green Lantern.
I was just he just told me to go rewatch Matrix. He talked about Matrix.
Yeah, remember I said that I came and watched that, and I was just gonna say that. Remember on the Matrix when he was in that room with the man with all the TV, the whole world with the white suit, the creator.
But they never, at the end of the day, they never break it down and exactly tell you. You have to know for self, and that's the whole.
I mean, and listen, I'm taking it for the value of what it is. I'm actually taking it for what it is. I understand what you're saying, Tizzy, but I'm actually taking it for what it is, for actually what it is. For me to be able to sit up here and create a simulation, I'm taking it for face value, from what they saying. If we could be, if
Take your time now.
No, because that get deep because
we already in the rabbit hole, bro. Only thing you can do is goddamn we continue to get up.
Because Matrix was a different type of simulation. Matrix was a simulation.
Remember, I keep saying we saying simulation, but we got to think outside of the simulation. We talking origins and DNA structures and stuff like that. You know, numbers and things like that. The simulation just kind of put people in.
And the Matrix can only do so much. It was a movie. You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, just watch this motherfucker, bro. Get that motherfucker, bro. He gonna answer a lot of questions for you. And like I said, when you just lost, then you tap in. But right now, I think you really kind of up the par is when he gets to them one little points. You know.
Y'all have y'all seen that movie, The Mandela Effect? Remember when they say you the shit don't exist until you look your eyes will be on it.
Man,
yeah, we were just talking about that. I was telling him how many kids talk about that for years, dog. We was talking about that for years, man, for years. How that shit, how we always thought if we didn't walk in the garage wasn't there yet.
Until you walk into that motherfucker there. So like,
but but I'm gonna get back to the video too. But this what I came to conclusion out of that. If it's not my simulation. All right, so you might think, all right, because at first I used to think like, all right, well, who's the head of this simulation? But meaning my household, meaning like, all right, so who started this? I'm a part of my household will be a part of somebody else's simulation, and that mean. If there's people like I said, I got sisters, brothers, another thing like that. Like I told him about the Sims game. The Sims game is able to go on without you playing it. You could cut the game off, cut the game off for 2 months, cut that motherfucker back on. And if that nigga was in the 9th grade, he gonna be in the 12th grade. You know what I mean? And
I'm already knowing.
Yeah, so that's the same. So yeah, I would say that shit is it does exist. It's already out there still, like in our brain. That would be like if the game is not coded yet, and it's level.
We'll be what they call bots. Ain't nobody got
we'll be what they call. Well, I mean, what the game. All right, so that's like, you know how when you walk into like if you go into a corner of a game where you try to go into a part of the game where you can't go into it and it just get dark. And it just get dark. You have to come back out of it. You know what I mean? The game, you can actually go through that at one point in time. You just can't go through it right now. So, that's Mandela effect.
A philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. That's controversial.
You said what?
Which one do y'all feel is true, and which one do y'all know? What do y'all feel it can't be even possible?
But choose not to. Or 3,
we destroy ourselves before we are able to create a simulation. We are able to create a simulation but choose not to, or we are definitely in a simulation.
2.
I see. I don't even. Well, I guess them questions not made to like bounce off each other. I guess he just saying pick which one ever you think that's more realistically.
Yeah, he said. So he's saying if his theory exists, it got to be one of these two things.
And I'm with you, CJ. That's what I said.
If we are able to create a simulation, I mean, we are able to create a simulation, but choose not to.
But we're in the unknowing though.
Because I feel
We destroy ourselves before we create a simulation.
I don't feel like that's possible because you gotta have life to even be, in a simulation. So that's why I say two gotta be, at least
you gotta have life to be in a simulation.
It's gonna keep going. Like you said,
you said you gotta have life to be in a simulation.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, in a simulation though, what gives life could be a whole bunch of different things in somebody else's different simulation.
What if you? How I'm saying, but like on Sims, what if you unplug the game that Sim ain't gonna keep going?
Yes, it do.
If you disconnect that game, I'm talking about from the electric.
I even try to go back and forth because he talk about that too.
Huh?
I said y'all ain't even got to try to go back and forth because he talk about that too. So like,
well, I was just saying for the game sim. That's for the game
sim.
Opinion. You unplug that motherfucker. The game sims continue. Like my dude.
Yeah, my dude. It's not running off that power. It's running off the grid.
Right, it's running off. It's running off a grid. My game don't have to be plugged up. It could be wrapped up, put up. I'm finna go move out of my auntie house for 2 months. I come back. This nigga got a whole. He was a freshman in college. When I came back, this nigga was a
attorney. This
nigga had a job. He had a whole family. He had a dog. He had a house.
Down the street.
Oh God.
Yeah, one of his sisters died. But my thing is, it didn't need me for it to continue life.
Once you started this life, it continued.
So what if that's our stimulation as well? Like whoever stimulated us don't need us. It don't have to be there to continue it. I started it. That motherfucker could be dead. That's why it ain't going nowhere. You never know. Let's see though. Let's get back into it.
Get deeper.
We are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now, I don't think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now, you're a character in that world, and you think you have free will. And you say, I want to invent a computer. So you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down.
Did you hear what he said?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you think you have free will. That was deep. Let me rewind that back.
The most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now, you're a character in that world, and you think you have free will. And you say, I want to invent a computer. So you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations.
So basically, so when I built my Sims game,
you was a Sim.
My dude got a PlayStation. So he playing his game. He got his own Sims game. He playing with his own simulation. He started.
Remember how the first Men in Black went off, and when it went off, the world was going, and then after so long, it was a nigga playing marbles with our world.
Yep.
All the way down.
When Elon Musk was asked what he thought the chances were that our reality is the original base reality,
the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Oh, my mom.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a little more conservative. He thinks the odds that we are in base reality versus a simulated reality is 50-50. A 50-50 chance that everything we experience is artificial, that's still pretty high. And even though we mostly hear what scientists think about this, it's not scientific theory. Simulation theory isn't math, it's philosophy. It isn't physics, it's metaphysics. So what we need is hard evidence that we live in a simulation. And to find proof, all you have to do is look.
So boom, like he said, this not math.
Mm-hmm.
This don't have nothing to do with that. This will have to be proven to us. It ain't no way mathematically
you can prove
we
it.
will be able to figure out if we
gotta be proven. Yeah, it gotta be done.
We'll have to we'll have to that and really, you know, almost with that line into that line up with that G with the whole creation of life. That's something that has to be proven.
Yeah, you gotta be straight to like for a motherfucker to prove that motherfucker, somebody just gotta wake up out the simulation and be able to straight say, damn.
Or somebody or whoever made the simulation gotta let motherfuckers know, like, hey.
Yeah, that's why I say he gonna show you like how you.
That was deep though. That was deep.
It get deeper, man. It get deeper. Like you ain't even.
They gotta be proven right.
No, like, so listen, hold on, TG. I'm my mama, and so the shit so deep. I know it get deep. We gotta digest this shit slow. The way we doing it, please don't make me take too much time.
Right now, man. When I say I watch these mugs, bro, I'm like, oh yeah,
bro. You sent us these?
Yeah. I told you I've been following there since. I've been doing my research. Like I need a better understanding.
Yeah.
I want to not only, you know, have some information, but I want y'all to get y'all understanding of the information too. Because what I might soak in, I probably perceive it wrong. Or
no, like or you just over there, or you bringing something to the table that we went on.
Yeah, and like you said with that question that we asked, and I was asking y'all, I was just trying to contradict y'all and see what y'all was gonna say. You know, by it being three choices, you always feel like one got to be wrong, but in that instance, all of it got to be correct. You know, because at the end of the day, what it was saying was simulation. So each of them had simulation in it. So all three were correct. And they got
like, we gonna destroy ourselves before we able to create a simulation. We are able to, but we choose not to create a simulation, or we are definitely in a simulation.
And that's why I said I want to make sure y'all understand that everything before we go on to the next things, because it's no right or wrong way how to live life.
Yeah, but I like how he saying it. He said if it is a simulation, it definitely got to be one of these three things. How that's crazy to think though. Like how will we know if our time, like if we in a simulation and would it happen in our time?
No, my fault.
Or like would if we in a simulation and they say keep going, do we reset? Like what the fuck? Like what's next after the simulation? Death? Like shit. If your Sims die, like your Sims just die, you got to start another one over.
Well. Come on, your Sims, man. You talk in the game.
Yeah, cause like shit.
If so when your dude die in Sim, it's just like a gigapet. You know what I mean? You know how you can feed that motherfucker, do all that bullshit to the motherfucker, and that motherfucker die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that motherfucker end up getting old.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Sims character. When that Sims character died, he dead. But the thing about it is though, even though your Sim character is dead, he still had kids that end up having kids that end up. The Sims keep going on. Now you don't have no control over it no more because your Sims player is dead. But when you look on, his family still lives. They still continue to.
So you can't take over one now.
They make you start over a new player. They make you start a whole new Sims dude. But you start over from birth or from from the start of the game, you start over and you rise yourself up. And if you don't play it, that motherfucker still end up doing what he do.
That's kind of like an answer to like
because the Sim is already set up. It's already coded for him to know what to do. It don't need nobody.
But that's only if you choose to make another Sim player. If not, then you just ain't got no more Sim player. Correct.
Yep. That's when I guess the point of come where you choose not to create a Sim.
Right. That's what I'm trying to see. Like, damn. So I was trying to get into that question to you. Like, how you think to come back in the simulation? Like, damn, do you come back or like when we gone, we just non-existent? So all that celestial being is it's in the soul and all that. We in the simulation. So how do our energy, my soul? So now my soul and everything don't exist. It's just real life energy, electric. Which we know we built on that.
I got me thinking.
I know I'm built on electric. I know I got electric. That's energy. I know vibrations and shit. I know we all move. That's for sure. That's a scientific fact. Like even if they say a wall is energy just in a steel form. Everything is vibration and energy. And so am I not a soul with a spirit? And am I just energy, a ball of energy, like from the game?
Well, it's energy.
Yeah, but am I not? But that mean I'm my soul.
Huh? I would.
Thing must cut off.
Damn, I want this nigga to see the rest of the video with us. Cool. CJ, if you can hear us, tap in, come back, go out and come back in.
Remember, guys, all this is based off theory. This is for learning and educational purpose only. This is known to be a fact until proven. So you definitely decipher how you want. So we're not here to change nobody's mind or nobody's opinion on, nothing that we answer to or what our beliefs are. You can run it. If he come back, then we can always take it back.
You said what?
I said you can go ahead and run it, and if he come back, then we can always take it back if we get too far.
There was no space or time. The contents of the entire universe were concentrated to the size of a tennis ball and had a temperature of 1,000,000,000 degrees. Then suddenly, the Big Bang. Everything explodes outward faster than the speed of light. Then about 4 years later, we've got galaxies and planets.
You say what?
I said that he getting into what you was talking about when you was asking that question. We was talking about the Big Bang theory and the possibilities of that. So,
Steve. Yeah. I'm finna see where he finna go with it, because depending on where he finna go with this, I'm finna have another one.
I already know.
Planets and ice cream and K-pop.
Yeah, I could do without the K-pop.
Me too. Okay, if before the Big Bang there was no space and no time, what was there? What about the beginning of the universe from the religious point of view? God created everything. Fine. Where was he before? What caused the Big Bang to happen in the first place? What made God decide to snap his fingers or wiggle his nose or whatever he did to make everything happen? If you ask a physicist to explain what existed before the universe, they'll give you an answer about quantum foam, dark energy, or something just as bonkers as the Big Bang. Ask a theologian what existed before God created the universe, and you'll get an answer equally as confusing. But what does make sense is that the universe was just sitting there dormant. Then someone somewhere decided to boot up a program. And in that program, our program, are all the laws of the universe. Electromagnetism and gravitational force are written into the program. The speed of light gets a value. There's code for Planck's constants of mass, speed, and time. Avogadro's number is in there, along with a bunch of other rules that govern the behavior of everything that exists. All part of our program. Even consciousness itself is part of our simulation. If you've never heard of simulation theory, then this might sound far-fetched. But some of the world's most respected scientists, technologists, and philosophers believe that it is more likely than not that we are living in an artificial reality. So, how do we prove it?
Sid, I ain't gonna lie. You did your thing with this one. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't mind watching it, and it's the type of shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm familiar with it, but for you to bring this up in the fashion that you brought it up in, and let me know for sure that I ain't the only one think the way I think. You know what I mean? No, that's something that'll keep a nigga going, to know that he ain't the only one.
Right, and that's my whole purpose in life, to let people know that it is real people out here. It is real love, you know. So that's, and like I say, is the perfect question, and that's why I always been the type of person that is no real or right way how to live life. It's just how you define what you doing or what you have to do. It's how you act on what you do and what you don't do. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we can control in this world really is what we say and what we do. Outside of everything else, like you said, is already kind of designed for us to do something.
Right, right.
Is, but we have to be doing something to be ran in the program.
For sure. He say, so what caused the Big Bang Theory in the beginning? He said, and you know what? How he just broke that down, the way he just broke it down, I never looked at it like that. Like, okay, if it was dormant, because I mean, the Bible do talk about, I don't even know if they use the word dormant or not, but they describe a time period as being dormant. Until, like you said, until some force boot that motherfucker up. To start writing in codes, just like you'll do a video game.
Mm-hmm.
You write in codes what you want to do, we'll do out that another. But the thought, see, this was still best for you. The thoughts that you add into the game comes from reality thoughts, or comes from reality that you see.
Come from living.
Well, come from living, right?
Come from living in being in the game, basically.
Right. So say if Jesus or God or whoever they want to say on the religious end, say if they did create this, they created this from a vision that they already had from living in another time or realm. Like this is something they seen at an all-time high level get done. It's like a puzzle. Mm-hmm. Or like you know what I mean? Like they say something. I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
Or it could be they put us here to see what we could see that they couldn't see. That's why we have free will to do things in different perspectives, to be separated from one. See what I'm saying?
All right, but if it's a simulation and without the proper coding, if it's not coded to do that, you would never do it.
Because you could always change the codes though. That's
that would have to be that external force outside of the simulation to do that. It wouldn't be us because we don't write the codes.
Yes, you can, and that's what we were saying about we forgetting our origin, how to write these codes, because we never knew about the codes.
All right, so in order to write the codes, we would have to be the creators of this simulation we in.
You create your own simulation once you put in the simulation. See what I'm saying?
All right, so before you create that simulation though, we are only and speaking of that, that's good you said that, because if we are coded in a simulation, then some of these avatar characters are only coded to be and do certain things, or unless the game is coded for you to thrive farther than what you're. For example, like back
it's coded for everybody to be in a simulation. So you have, once you get the knowledge of how to control the simulation as a writer of the simulation, then that's when you can go into different time zones. See what I'm saying? And you can place yourself where you want to be.
How are we writers inside of this simulation?
Exactly. And that's why they say he has the whole world in his hands.
Who?
And
we're not the creators of this simulation that we in. We die in this simulation.
We are a part of the simulation that never dies, though.
Well, I dies in this simulation, because I'm an avatar. We are avatars. We are just a shell. The shell dies in this simulation. And if this shell dies in this simulation, then there's no way we die inside of our, like, I've never seen a creator. I've never created something from the inside. Everything that get created from the outside. Mm-hmm. I've never seen nothing get created from the inside out.
Just because you don't understand what you can do. And that's why I said that's where understanding and manifestation and knowing actually what can you do with the things that you have been given. And that's why I say we tapping into things that we never knew we could do, but we mentally know the way we programmed that we can do these things, but we've been tapped out of it due to other people trying to control the simulation. See what I'm saying?
All right, so I'm with you on that, but what you telling me is this? What you telling me? I mean, this what I'm picking up, and I know I'm not digging off into the whole simulation part, but I'm using it as an example because that's what we own. So if I build a simulation, and in this simulation I code it that the black people will be the bank holders, they will be the builders, they will be the ones who build my simulation. Mm-hmm. The white people, they will just be the resident, the civilian. They'll be the resident. They're gonna want to be the ones that work, do all this and do all that and all that. Now, if I don't code my simulation for one day that these white people will be able to attempt to take over this simulation from the black people, it won't happen because I coded this simulation for mm-hmm. these people. Mm-hmm. So even though the white people in the simulation gets to the part of simulation to where they might even start thinking that it might be a way out of this, it's no way out because I haven't coded it to be a way out. You can't recode it. I haven't coded it.
Right, and that's why I say when I always be like, you only affected by what you let affect you.
I don't know. It's kind of spinning me. I'm gonna finish this video. It got my head. This one got my head running. It got me thinking deeper than what I normally think about this subject because of the way that he breaking it down. You know what I mean? He breaking it down. I'm familiar with the work he presented, but his way of breaking it down got me thinking more than I usually think on this type of shit.
Yeah, so he definitely get deep down into it where he make you understand. Like ain't
he ain't making me understand it. No, I'm not.
Giving you a better understanding, rather.
What he's doing is he opening me up to
a better
understanding. I'm gonna take that for it. Yeah, a better understanding.
Listen, you know, this shit so working. I'm gonna say that before you press play. Y'all know it had to be something important. But that was my wife calling me, my daughter. But I'm mad at the motherfucker a little bit because I say, man, I gotta catch up.
Oh, it's all good, bro. That's what you're supposed to do.
Listen, boy, I got this shit real. I got my pen and pad over here with this.
Yeah, we on why it's real and how do you define real?
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's gonna change my beliefs, but it will open your mind to thought. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be that. That's one thing that we have. This when I say we,
better know than not know.
Because like we checking it out. But for the people that's gonna see this video later, I hope it catch a lot of people's eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we do care about this and putting it out there, man. You have to be already open and willing to open your mind to it. Not saying we changing it, but open your mind to some things, man, to be able to even recognize what life is. Even if it is a simulation, man. Like that means the mom created you great. You like a good player. It might make some people great. You never know. There's always a good and a bad to a lot of things we see out here.
So digest
I'm with you. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one, not because of what you said, because what you said was real. But if we're in a simulation, that got me thinking different. I'm on a whole different page now. So I'm gonna push play on this video though, because I'm on some whole different shit.
Yeah, but like I don't want that.
I was thinking.
But like you said,
you ain't got to put it in your catalog. What I say?
Yeah, like and I am too, Greaterville. But like I don't want it to change my path to where like I'm like it's something to dig into. But some people will say I'm on some whole different shit, and then I don't want to start moving in this simulation backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like taking away from who even my character is.
But if it's a simulation, I ain't finna get to that. Come on, I'm finna push play on this video. Cause me and Tizzy been going back. Because it got me thinking on. It got me thinking on a whole different.
What man had me looking at everything different. Come on though. Yeah.
If we live in an artificial reality, it would make sense for there to be occasional glitches. Philip K. Dick is one of the most influential science fiction writers of all time. Movies based on his books include Blade Runner, Total Recall, Minority Report, The Adjustment Bureau, and plenty of others. He believed there are many universes, and sometimes those other realities bleed into ours. He claimed to have visions of this, and even wrote stories like The Man in the High Castle based on these visions.
That was my shit. Y'all ever seen The Man in the High Castle?
Yes, sir.
Nope, I haven't seen that.
Man, that was my shit.
That's when they had altered reality. All right, so in this time period, the Nazis had won the war. The Nazis had took over the east coast of the United States, and the Russians. No, the Nazis took over the east coast. No, yeah. The Nazis took over the west coast of the United States,
and the Russians had the east.
China and Japan took over the west coast, and in the middle of the United
Nazis States, had the west coast. I thought.
Oh, well, one of them sides, but they took over. They won the war, and in the
it wasn't the United States.
Yeah, in the middle, it was a neutral zone. And they brought their coach. Like, yeah. You got to see it. It's called The Man in the High Castle. You got to see it. But in the
Missouri was part of the neutral zone, wasn't it? Saying like this was the weird.
Yeah, the whole Midwest was the neutral zone.
And that motherfucker good too.
Yeah, that motherfucker. And the whole thing was they altered the reality. So what they did was they made tapes of the war before the war even started. Of them winning the war already.
That's crazy.
And once the war kicked off and they actually lost the war, they still kicked them tapes out. Like they won it. They showed a parade down the street. Well, motherfucker, Oh yeah, but yeah, that's a good one, man. Put right there one. That's called The Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, I watched a lot of this stuff now when I watched it the first time.
Yeah, that one, a real one.
In fact, plural realities did exist, superimposed onto one another, like so many film transparencies.
One way other realities blend into ours could be the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is when a large number of people have memories of events that don't match reality. This is called the Mandela effect because millions of people specifically remember Nelson Mandela died in prison. He didn't. People remember his wife walking beside his casket in a funeral procession that was on television for 2 hours that day. This never happened. Or the Berenstain Bears, which people insist were always called the Berenstein Bears. People remember the tycoon from
Monaco. Like, I don't know what we seen.
What was Darth Vader?
So what?
They be having me fucked up like with some of that shit. Like we don't know what the fuck we seen. Like that shit didn't exist.
Well, I just took it to be like, maybe we are crossing parallel universes, and maybe the universe we in is not that. Maybe
I believe in it. I swear I believe in another world like Earth 2, like how Flash is, or like have you ever seen Flash?
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole thing, like it's an Earth 1, Earth 2. Like where it's hella flat. I believe on another Earth, it's probably something like the one, like the movie Jet Li play in the one. It's on another Earth, it's another you, probably just like you, just the other side, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's hella different types of you.
Well, this is why I agree with Tizzy. This why I agree with Tizzy at what we were talking about when you had clicked out on this. And this why I agree with you at when you said on this point. And so I was looking at some shit back in the day. Well, not back in the day, a couple years back. And they was on Parallel Universe, and dude was saying that your parallel universe changed based off your knowledge. I mean, based off your knowledge, meaning like, all right, so he's saying when you change when you that's leveling up, when you level up. All right, so I don't
taking another one of your souls into you.
Me right now, the greater Ville that I am right now, I don't become rich. I level up out of this universe. I'm still the same greater Ville in this universe. He say my energy elevates to another universe. So I didn't become rich. I elevated to another universe to where I am rich by the work I put in this universe.
And that's me. And so with that right there, on that concept, I feel like he's saying, like, you remember how Jet Li was going through the universes and taking and killing each one of his soul and self, and every time he killed one of his own self, he become stronger.
Yeah.
So like what he's saying is like, yeah, your energy right now, you don't come rich because you put in the time here. So when you go, you're gonna end up absorbing probably to another one of you in an other parallel universe. You know what I'm saying? And that person probably become stronger and strengthened. Like, so like they said, like you just said something about how your wisdom is, or how smart you get, how much knowledge you get. The more you probably obtain, the more you bring in all of you. Yeah.
So if every parallel universe, I mean, they might be made different. You know what I mean? Time might be different in some of them. I mean, but for the most part, you know what I mean? It'll mainly be, huh?
That's like the Avengers shit. Like with how they finna come out with the next movie and Doom. Like the Iron Man was Doom the whole time. It's all different Earths. So like you said, like you change shit.
Depending on how time works in other universes, it's only so much accomplishing you can do in one universe. If time structure, meaning if these shells are off of what we do, what's in the universe, what they pump in the universe to give us for cars and different kind of energies. If that's what's bringing our age down lower than what we're supposed to be, hey, make sure that back door open for Deshaun. Make sure if that's what's bringing our age down, or we dying faster than what we're supposed to die, then in another universe, the time frame would have to be different for us to keep excelling. Meaning, in another universe, we couldn't be dying at 60 years old in every universe, or we'll never get past. You see what I'm saying? In one of these, in some universe, we'll have to be able to get older because shit will have to either get better. It have to be getting brighter. Like,
listen,
you know
so like
I mean?
that's like, listen, and I think along some of the universes, so like how we think we seeing, hold on, you know how we think we seeing deja vu. I think that could be a glitch in the system, or somebody that fucked up with the timelines, and that's why we got the Mandela effect. So we're like somebody on another Earth, and they changed the timeline, and now that them motherfuckers changed everything that was, like you said, it was already preordained, but now it's got re-switched and rewired. They like, it's hella shit like that. Like if you just watch Loki on that shit be saying like certain shit, like just Loki itself, and now that'll tie you into all the shit right here, like how on the Avengers when Captain America took the stones back to their original place, he never came back to his original timeline. He stayed with his girl that he loved and got old there, which fucked up the timeline. You know what I'm saying? So like, and we say, and what did you say? When you thinking you create something, like you got free will, but you really don't got free will. You creating this, and then this get created. Like somebody created that movie. That shit ain't come from no thought out the earth, the timelines and all. You know what I'm saying? So. That kind of make a nigga lean into what you said, like you don't got free will. This shit was already made. Like,
you know what's crazy? You saying that because I'm leaning to what y'all saying. Maybe we do got free will.
On like a Sims, but you looking at it. Hold on, but you looking at it because you understand the free will like the Sims. Then that's smooth.
What I said now, I'm starting to bet it different. Like shit. Well, maybe we do got free will.
And if you look at it like you explain the Sims, that's the free will I was talking about. Like we got the free will to just keep creating.
You definitely do. Once you win, you win, man.
But that go all the way back to a few weeks ago when Make Tizzy right. Like, listen, you are born to die. Not saying like, but he's saying that like, but that's something that's guaranteed when he changed his words. Like that's not your own purpose.
Because death is not the end, you know.
Yeah, it's not.
And like you said, like you was saying about I was saying once you win, you win. That's just like all those cells that try to, get in that egg. You know what I'm saying? Those are cells that's caught in the celestial world. Which is the womb. The one origin. You know what I'm saying? Which is the ultimate cellular universe. And that's why they say it's billions and billions of cells that creates one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
out of all those ones, you know what I'm saying? Only the selective few get chosen. So once you get chosen, you're chosen forever. You're not chosen forever in the state that you in. You're chosen in every state that's possible up under the grid.
I just read some shit that said, man, many are called, few are chosen.
No, that's a fact. Hit.
Man, listen, that type of shit and that type of reading been making my music better, bro.
I need to start putting it in my music, for real.
I am your father.
Nope, he never said that.
What?
What about Stouffer's stovetop stuffing?
Best part of Thanksgiving.
No, it isn't, because there's no such product. Stovetop is made by Kraft.
No.
The evil queen from Snow White who looked into her mirror and said,
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Nope.
Magic mirror on the wall.
No.
The fairest one of all.
My reality is shattered.
People remember Febreze being spelled with 2 E's. People remember Jiffy peanut butter, but there's no such thing. And there are a lot more. Personally, I don't have most of these false memories, but there are a few that get me. The Flintstones. There are 2 T's in the Flintstones. I remember just one. And what about the Fruit of the Loom logo? I could swear it looks like this, but it doesn't. This is the actual logo. No.
So that's wrong right there, bro. Y'all telling me that didn't exist?
No, it exists in my realm, but in somebody else, it may not have.
Y'all telling me that Captain Crunch never was Captain Crunch?
It was in my realm, but probably not somebody else.
I can't hear listen to him if he talking. He muted. Like they say Jiffy didn't exist, but Jiffy existed, bro.
Not in somebody else's realm though. They haven't made it there yet, or may not make it there.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm saying the way they said feed it for us, I'm like, man, they shit really.
That's because we not.
Listen to him, you muted, bro.
We ain't as young as them. This for people, and you got to remember, things are up to this date or beyond the date that you in assimilation. So
yeah,
to somebody else, this probably like to my nieces, my grandkids, both of these may not exist to whichever one of these logos is they branded right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what he mean by that. So it's not that
he said it didn't exist in his life. He looked older than us.
That ain't what he meaning, Tizzy. No, that ain't what he meaning. Like he said, the Mandela effect. It's some motherfuckers remember him dying in jail, and it's some motherfuckers remember him dying outside of jail. That's in the same.
There ain't no young motherfuckers. This motherfuckers our age that believe that.
Yeah, that's in the same time. They not splitting up the time periods. Meaning, I know if my youngsters grow up and the Fruit of the Loom sign change, yeah, they ain't never seen the old one. We talking about in the same time frame. Like nigga, you read the Bernstein Bears when I read the Bernstein Bears.
You say they don't remember it.
I said it had an E. Now my thing is now, like you said. Maybe we did see it in two different universes. Mm-hmm. We was in the same simulation, but maybe you did see it. I remember Jiffy. Maybe some motherfuckers saying they don't never remember it. I ain't never seen a song with 2 T's.
Me either.
Them old white men, them old white boys said it always had 2 T's in it.
No, it didn't.
That's one that.
I'm saying that's what the old white boys saying though.
Right.
So I wasn't around when the old white boys was around, so I can't tell them what they seen.
Exactly.
I know, like I said, I know for a fact it was a Captain Crunch. It ain't always been Captain Crunch. It was Captain. It was built out on top of her.
Yeah, on God. And
do you remember that? Do you remember that, Tim?
That's a good one.
Some people say so. So the people, do you remember Mandela dying in jail though?
No, I ain't hip to
him. No, I don't remember. I don't remember Mandela. I never heard of Mandela down in jail. I remember Mandela going to jail, and I remember Mandela getting out. But
owning the soccer team, right?
Huh?
He owned the soccer team in your realm, right?
Well, I think the soccer team that was a part of his life. That ain't what they disputing. They disputing that the nigga actually died in jail or not.
Yeah, when he got out of jail, he ended up. That's when he still had a soccer team. He was jamming before he just died again.
I don't know about. I know it was a big thing about.
I remember this being a big thing about him dying in jail.
See that what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, and we in the same time frame. So I remember seeing that nigga walk out with his wife.
I remember that too.
So then he couldn't have died in jail.
But that's what I'm saying. I remember that, but I remember him dying in jail, right? I don't remember him walking out with his wife. I guess on the time you did. I remember when they bring it out the news.
They only locked him up one time.
Because they made a movie. They made a movie about Mandela.
I mean,
when they made the movie about him, that's when I'm like.
And that's probably where it came from too. People probably remember the movie Mandela versus the real actual movement of Mandela.
No, he ain't dying in jail on the Mandela movie.
I ain't familiar with it, so I can't really speak
the game.
No, I'm telling you, Tizzy, it's the same way in the Mandela effect. That's how in the movie he ain't dying in jail, and it'll mess with your mind if you thought he did.
The game of whitewashing and changing history is easy for these motherfuckers, I guess, because like they said, man, the motherfuckers making a good point. They said in 100 years, Michael Jackson will be depicted as white. He will be a white man. He will be the white. He will be a white R&B artist in 100 years.
Unless people that look like us be becoming the people in power in time. Like I said, it's all about
it's really who writing the history. It's
but then the people in time. Even like the Samoans are good, but they're like they created time. You know what? And we went by that because they was the people in power to say that this what this is at the time. If the Romans never got took out of power, we would have been probably following a whole lot of everything else. Like they chose to add 2 months to the year. Like I said, it's deeper than 13. Like first off, when you born, right? When you born. Before you born, you was in your parent and your mother for probably 9 to 10 months, right? Probably 8 to 9 months.
All right.
Why we got a birthday every 12 years? So that means if I'm developing every 8, 9 months, or why every 8, 9 months I'm not developing right here. Hold on. So sept. What is sept? If anything is sept, like September, the sept is 7.
All right.
Octopus. Hold on. Octopus is.
Let me ask your first question. We're not developing every 8 or 9 months.
I'm not saying that we not. Why do you don't have to? You didn't just answer my question. You answer my question with a question. So like that when you cut me off to answer me a question.
Let's elaborate on that first part.
Now I finished we can't elaborate on it when I finish this right here, and it's gonna make sense.
I lost my. Go ahead.
You ain't gonna lose it. So if we say an octopus or an octagon, that motherfucker got how many sides? 8 of them, right? 8 octopus got 8 motherfucking tentacles. Yeah. When we say, hold on, Nueve, Nina, Nojo, November, that's 9, right? Yeah. A decimal is 10. So listen, Caesar, August and July came from Julius Caesar and Caesar Augustus. This is the Roman map.
So, and if they still on the calendar, what that let us know that we still under Roman law. We still under the state. When the state joined the church, that put them together. So when the church, the Vatican, that's Roman. That's wrong. All that shit is still Roman. But we going off the whole subject of what we on though. Let's get back to the shit.
This is shit they feed you.
Cornucopia.
Cornu what now?
Basket.
Didn't you say basket for crying out loud?
And at the end of Moonraker, a terrible but excellent James Bond movie, I remember Jaws' girlfriend as having braces. I mean, I specifically remember it. She didn't have braces. I just can't get my brain to accept it. That's the Mandela effect. So why do millions of people distinctly remember different things?
Glitch in a simulation.
Yep. Philip K. Dick also felt when we experienced deja vu, it's because something in our simulated universe changed and a new timeline branched off of the current one.
We are living in a computer programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed.
Ever feel like you've lived a moment before? That's because, according to Philip K. Dick and others, you have. Deja vu is the simulation correcting itself with new information. But skeptics can easily dismiss these theories. The human mind is terribly unreliable. They don't accept this as evidence. But we're not done yet.
They did. That's the same shit she said in the Matrix. Remember that? They walking up the steps. She was like, what? He was like, nothing. I thought I saw that cat walk past twice. She was like, what?
In a huge universe, 200 billion trillion stars. And even if life is rare, you'd think there'd be some evidence of it somewhere. This is Fermi's paradox. But according to the Drake equation, there should be over 1 million technologically advanced civilizations just in our galaxy. And on average, the nearest one should be just a few hundred light years away. But there's nothing, at least not that we can see. So where is everybody? Are we really alone in the universe, or does our program only focus on us? And what about the physical rules that are in place? Max Tegmark, a cosmologist at MIT, said the strict laws of physics point to the possibility of a simulation. Putting a cap on the speed of light sure is a good way to keep your Sims from venturing out too far from home. Theoretical physicist James Gates thought simulation theory was crazy. Then he started studying quarks and electrons. He found error very deep inside the equation.
Oh, I forget that. So what he just said, the speed of light. That's another just a theory. First off, even in that book, what he say, make light, what he say, out of darkness shall be light. We have heard scientifically they say speed of light, the light can't escape a black hole. So if the speed of light is what they judge it off, how fast is a black hole moving if a speed of light can't come out of that? That's that little black part you say in the game. You supposed to not be able to run through that motherfucker. But the speed of light is the fast. What they say, as fast as the speed of light is, as fast as everything going. But if it can't escape a black hole, then how fast is that black hole?
Oh, well, all right. So I get what you're saying. If you say how fast is the black hole, I would say how wide is it then? Why is it so big or fast?
If the speed of light is the fastest thing moving, it don't matter how wide it is.
I can't. Right. If the speed of light is the fastest thing that's moving, then I can't possibly think that the black hole is faster than the speed of light.
How? If it can't, it can't escape a black hole.
Light is the fastest thing moving,
but it can't escape a black hole.
So I just have to think the black hole is expanded wide. Right. It had to be wide because it's not moving faster than it.
Shit.
Well, I'm only going off of what you said. You said that.
That's why I'm saying that's the theory. So you see, but when they said the speed of light is the fastest thing moving, it's not the fact. That's a theory.
That's what goes back to when I was saying the infinity plane we was on. I think the width of whatever it is. I mean, like I said, man, that's still it's all.
Yeah, I didn't want to get that like that. I had to get that question off. That shit is crazy. So but he said that when he said the speed of light is part of the simulation.
Equations used to describe string theory.
So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code writ in the fabric of the cosmos.
Into the equations that we want to use to describe the cosmos, yes.
Computer code.
Computer code, strings of bits of ones and zeros.
Dr. Gates has changed his mind about simulation theory. In 2017, a group of scientists at the University of Washington proved they can embed computer code into strands of DNA. Everything in nature is math. Look at the Fibonacci sequence. You get the Fibonacci sequence by adding two previous numbers in the sequence together. So 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 1 = 3, 3 + 2 = 5, 5 + 3 = 8, and so on forever. You get the golden ratio, also called phi, by dividing two consecutive Fibonacci numbers. So the number 89 is the Fibonacci number. The next number in the sequence after 8.
You said what?
I said, let's tell how deep and true this shit is right here. And that's why I say, man, we gotta. This shit get crazy, man. Everything is, like you said, presented for us, but you know, it's up to us to make it work for us, you know.
That's why I say that right here, that we live in the best time. We live in the time of information. It's right here.
I promise you. But check this out, though. Play.
89 is.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go. I don't want to elaborate on this, but you know, you said we living in the best time. Me and Fiji had a conversation about that, and his partner in the background, he was like, "Yeah, man, we living in some of the best times." He was like, we living in the time of information. We living in the time of information. And that nigga Fiji was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah." He was like, but we ain't living in the time of taking over. Now we just in the time of knowing what's going on. He said, now it's gonna be a whole nother part when we start acting on what we know going on. There's gonna be another part, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, I feel what you're saying, because he think we X-Men. He on that, like, he like, nah, nigga, when we figure out what's going on, there's gonna be a time period where we're gonna be past the age of information. Now we're gonna be acting on the information we know.
Do you know that? So, like, when I tripped out there off of the Avengers, I didn't trip off there, like, even though, cause they all up under the same shit of Marvel. The X-Men came from that shit that Thanos did when he snapped his fingers, and then people had to come back. That wave of shit right there, that's where the X-Men came from. That power right there through the motherfucking surge of motherfucking, and that is just the DNA. Damn, that's similar to what happened to all the motherfuckers that changed with Flash. That blowing up of the accelerator particle. Went through that motherfucking, whoever was close, some motherfuckers got different shit happen to them. Right. But like he said, I think we X-Men too. I think we definitely more than what we are, man. We don't use more. They say we don't even use a third eye brain.
I mean, I don't think it's that we don't use it. They found some way to shut that shit off at birth.
Yeah, that's why I say so. The shit that like they go to the pharmaceutical companies that keep us coming back to keep us dormant. The shit they give us to keep us dormant, to keep us to our lowest form. You know what I'm saying? And then right here, the brainwashing part is what definitely keep us dormant. So that's the part where we say like being spiritually awakened, probably, or being unlocked from the matrix. That's what the similar to getting out of your dormant state. Being your elite you, like that movie Lucy.
Lucy was good. Hold on, let me push start. I supposed to been off.
Yeah, all right, go ahead and get to it.
I supposed to been off.
Mine is 144. 144 divided by 89 is the golden ratio. It's about 1.618. We see Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio everywhere. The number of petals on a flower is usually a Fibonacci number. Lilies have 3 petals, buttercups have 5, chicory has 21, and a daisy has 34. And the spacing of each petal is arranged in a circle according to the golden ratio. As trees grow, the number of branches they form is a Fibonacci number. And not just plants, animals too. The ratio of female to male honeybees in a colony is the golden ratio, 1.618. The human body conforms to the golden ratio too. Most of the body follows the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1 nose, 2 eyes, 3 limb segments, 5 fingers, 5 toes. The proportions of the body, like the length of your shoulder to your elbow, and from your elbow to your fingertips, that's the golden ratio. Even a DNA molecule measures 34 angstroms long by 21 angstroms wide. Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio. From the spiral of seashells to the spiral of a galaxy and everything in between, Fibonacci numbers are everywhere. Now, some claim this is a coincidence, that humans look for patterns in chaos because that's what we're programmed to do.
What we're programmed to do.
And isn't that interesting? By trying to debunk simulation theory, they actually end up proving it. No matter what we study, whether it's something the size of a galaxy or as small as an electron, everything in the universe seems to follow patterns and rules. In other words, a program.
Law of science.
To simulate an entire universe, you'd obviously need more advanced technology than we have. But that doesn't mean we won't get there. Moore's law says that computing power doubles every 18 months. And this has held true for about 50 years. Now, that is slowing down a little bit, but only because of physical limitations. Assuming we can learn to make microchips smaller, and there's no doubt that we will, it's predicted that artificial intelligence could surpass human intelligence within the next 100 years. As Elon Musk points out, when he was a kid, the world's most advanced video game was Pong, 2 rectangles on a screen. 40 years later, video game technology is barely distinguishable from reality. He said that 6 years ago. And even in that short time, video game engines have become even more realistic. Look at this footage from Unreal Engine 5.
When a world we can build feels as real as our own.
Imagine what games are going to look like in the next 6 years, or the next 60, or the next 6,000, but simulating an entire universe. How big of a computer will we need? Well, it's estimated that there are 10 to the power of 80 atoms in the universe. Let me put that on the screen just for fun. Okay, that's a lot. If each particle needs 128 bits to calculate its position and momentum, you're at 10 to the power of 83 bits. And that's just for data storage. We also need computing power to track what each of those particles is doing. If we say 2 floating point operations per second, or 2 flops per particle, we're at 2 times 10 to the 80th power flops. There aren't even words for these numbers. And this is the computing power for just the stuff in the universe. What about human intelligence? The human brain can perform 100 trillion calculations per second, or 100 teraflops. Multiplied by billions of people, the numbers are ridiculous. To power all of this, the simulation would need access to multiple Dyson spheres, the megastructures that capture 100% of the energy of a star. Or the simulation would have to harness the energy from black holes. This is why famous physicists like Dr. Michio Kaku are not on board with simulation theory. He claims that simulating a universe is not scientifically possible. The only computer capable of simulating a universe is the universe itself. Now, at first glance, this makes sense. But with all due respect to Dr. Kaku, that's not how simulations work. When you're playing a 3D video game, the entire game world isn't rendered. Instead, the game engine only calculates what the player can see and interact with at that specific moment. If we are living in a simulation, then it would make sense that the creators of the simulation would use a similar technique. And wouldn't it be interesting if there was evidence that this is exactly what happens?
Well, wait a minute. Do we have proof? Sweet fancy Moses!
Supporters of simulation theory often point to video games as a way to explain, if not prove, that our reality is artificial. In a video game, the only data that is rendered is what the player sees or interacts with. If you're playing a video game and there's a car or building a mile away, that entire object isn't rendered. The game engine only renders the bare minimum of information to make the object look real. A distant building is rendered as just a few pixels, not that complicated. As you get closer, the engine renders more details, but still, it's just a facade. The engine doesn't bother calculating what's inside the building until you actually go in. The game engine always knows how much data to send you and doesn't bother with anything else. If we live in a simulation, it would make sense that our reality is rendered the same way. And we could test this.
Wait, what do you mean we can test this?
Specifically, we can use the double slit experiment. Here's how it goes. If we fire particles in a straight line at a screen, after passing through a single slit, we would expect to see this clumping pattern on the screen. If we try this with a wave, we expect to see a pattern like this, where particles are most dense in the middle of the screen but radiate outward, similar to the clumping pattern. When we add a second slit, it starts to get fun. When the waves pass through the double slit, each slit creates its own wave. When those waves intersect, they cancel each other out. That creates a pattern like this. It's called an interference pattern. So particles passing through 2 slits create clumping patterns. Waves through 2 slits creates an interference pattern. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Good. If we fire electrons through the slit, we see the clumping pattern as expected. An electron has mass, so it's a tiny bit of matter. So if we fire electrons through 2 slits, we should see 2 clumps. But we don't. We see the wave interference pattern. This shouldn't be happening. What's going on here? For years, scientists assumed that the electrons were colliding with each other, causing the wave pattern. But in the 60s, the experiment was modified so that only 1 electron at a time was fired through the slits. There was no way the electrons could interact with each other. Yet we still see an interference pattern. Scientists wanted to see what was causing this, so they added a detector to observe electrons as they pass through the slits. That's when things go from weird to paranormal. As soon as the detectors were installed, the interference pattern went away and the clumping pattern returned. Take the detectors away and the wave interference pattern is back.
But that's a different result to what we had earlier. So here's the last bit of sneakiness that we can play with atoms. Surely now, you know, we're going to get to grips with it. Leave the detector there, but just very quietly go and unplug it. Don't let the atoms know that you're not spying on them. Run the experiment again. Now, if you can explain this using common sense and logic, do let me know, because there's a Nobel Prize for you.
It's as if the particles are aware they're being observed. Then physicist John Wheeler had an idea. He called it the delayed choice experiment. How it works is photons are projected through the double slit, but the detector is not activated until after they pass through the slit, but before they impact the screen. Photons were emitted as waves, passed through the slits as waves, but when the waves were observed before hitting the screen, they suddenly behaved like particles again. Still don't think there's an intelligence at work? Well, what Wheeler's experiment showed is that even though the electrons started as waves but behaved like particles after being observed, at the moment the decision to observe them was made, the electrons recorded themselves as having passed through the slits as particles. The electrons changed their state by going back in time.
I personally find that I gravitate more.
Hold on. I want to make sure I ain't tripping. He says when they realized that they was being observed, they went back and made sure they came back through as particles.
Right.
All right. Honey, motherfuckers can't tell me nothing.
The universe that I exist in is a very good, high quality simulation.
Now, this experiment is happening on a table in a lab, a very short distance. So what happens when we observe light coming from vast distances, like say a galaxy 100 million light years away? If light from a distant galaxy is projected through the double slit, it creates the wave interference pattern. But if we push those photons through a measuring apparatus to observe them, the wave again collapses all the way back to its source. This is called retrocausality. Simply by choosing to observe the photons this way, they reach back through time 100 million years and alter their state on the other side of the galaxy. But like a video game engine, it only does this if we're looking. Even though our universe is full of galaxies, those galaxies may not actually be there. If we're living in a simulation, then stars and galaxies could simply be projections, and only when we get up close will those projections become more detailed. This is an excellent way to save computational resources. And because we're stuck with the hard limit of the speed of light, getting to far off places is really difficult. Limiting the speed of light is a useful rule to have in place. Quantum mechanics like the double slit experiment and quantum entanglement only make sense if there's a program at work, because only the program can ignore the laws of physics and ignore the concept of time itself. A convenient case for simulation theory is you can't disprove it. The Big Bang, that was the simulation booting up. We haven't found aliens. They're not in the simulation. How come UFOs seem to violate the laws of physics? Well, because they're programs operated by the simulation creators. They don't have to follow the laws of physics.
Yeah, but who created the simulation?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? When you think of the simulation creator as an omniscient intelligence who exists outside of our understanding of space and time, it sounds an awful lot like you're describing God. And just like you can't prove we're not in a simulation, you can't prove there is no God. If something miraculous happens or something horrible happens, you can say it's part of the simulation just as easily as you can say it's part of God's plan. Something I find very interesting is that many believers of simulation theory are fierce atheists. They dismiss the idea of God as corny superstition. And there are plenty of devoutly religious people who dismiss provable science like evolution and the age of the earth. People on the religious side say that if there is no God and life is just a simulation, then nothing matters. Without God to guide us and sometimes punish us, depending on what you believe, our actions don't have consequences. I disagree. Even if we don't live in base reality, we still live in our reality, and our actions here do have consequences. As for what happens after we die, simulation or not, nobody really knows. Both sides argue that faith and science are not compatible. Isn't this hypocritical? Whether you believe in God or you believe in simulation theory, the real question is, what's the difference? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is AJ. That's Hecklefish. This has been the Why Files. If you had fun or learned anything, do me.
And that was powerful, though.
Powerful. Powerful. You just got your shit flooded with all that information, and that's all you got to say is powerful. I'm over this motherfucking head finna explode like one of them people on Dave Chappelle when they found out he was black. Because and it ain't like it's nothing brand new. It's just like it's too much confirmation to dig in or in some stuff that you like where you be or to be able to believe in some movies that you have seen. You know what I'm saying? Like you interested into it, and like it's like pulling to you. Like you like what makes me pull to this? Is it now? But now some stuff makes too much sense for that right there. And like I said, I'm glad that I got a powerful enough brain to still understand without my understanding start to control me or make me live a certain type of way, so I'm still able to absorb it. But it makes too much sense to certain things that once was a question to me. You know what I mean? Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Nah, that make a lot of sense.
We're still of an understanding of this. Like it's like to where like it ain't disputing some of my beliefs. It's really only clarifying some of the things that I really just looked at them like, man, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. But it gets a little deeper on that is what it is. Like, no, it ain't just what it is what it is. That's kind of like some clarification to go try to find a little more. Not saying go out there, but like go try to research a little more on some people that's in his lane. And you know what I'm saying? Like what's really going on? Cause like I feel like when what Lil Tim said, if we do find out like or the person that find out that we in a certain simulation, that means you're gonna be like you're one of the people that talk to God. You might be able to find a way, like you might be able to find it a little sooner.
Yep.
That shit just projected me a little forward, a little further, faster than where I was probably at, because now it's clarification. That's some clarification on some stuff where you like, all right, I could put that in that bag right there. I no longer really have to think about that. I really can receive some things in my life right now, like I'm telling them like a whole different way. And remind you, I said, without taking away or changing any of my previous beliefs in life itself. Probably really make you confirm, like, man, you know what?
That leads me to think too. Well, how would one ever know about the creator?
We only know after our simulations up.
How? Well, no. I'm saying, I mean, even if then, I mean,
one here
for you to know, how would one ever know what the creator think if the creator never designed us to know?
Itself.
If the simulation wasn't designed for us to figure out who
the creator was,
then we'll never figure out it was. But my point is, what I'm saying is, all right, if it's a simulation and the code is either all right, so just say if the code, I mean, because if we dealing with somebody who can create a simulation, then we dealing with something that's beyond our imagination on how shit works. Like he said, the time of they done figured out shit that we never figure out because we are part of somebody's fiction.
I don't think it's beyond our imagination because we imagining it right now.
But we really not. We only thinking what we can. We only imagining what we are able to. It won't. That's it.
So, but it's a thought. It's a teasing thought, isn't it?
We could be so far from what it really are, even though our imagination is sending us here. What if we just? Well, like I said, what if it's not designed for us to never figure this stuff?
Yeah, what you're saying is what we imagine. What if what we imagining right now ain't got nothing to do with what's really going on?
Exactly. What if, because if we are coded to think like we are thinking. Listen, all right, so like the dude said, it's a cap. If it's a simulation, it's a cap. And that cap is going to, the only way we could overcome that cap if the creator allows us to put it in code that we will be able to do
Remember
this.
what he said, but sorry, but remember he said ancestral assimilation. We keep creating the same thing because we create some what everything that before us created like this. So with that being said, what we like the ideas that we got. Like, and we coded to think what been coded to think, what's been coded to think. So what if what is. You know what I'm saying? Like we coded to have just not just an idea, but our idea is the right track. And they not pulling wool over our eyes is thinking that it's not real. I mean, or it's us thinking that it's real, but it's really a simulation. But it's a simulation of really what's going on above us, and it might be something to go above them. Like when we talked about God, I said, no, I think it's one created of us, but I don't believe that man. Can we just speaking from mankind time? Everything in before that, like I said, that Green Lantern movie, when dude became a Green Lantern and he went out there in the universe with all these species, and they say, human, y'all too young to even understand what's going on out here. This shit been going on for trillions and zillions of years, and y'all just think y'all don't even got enough information to talk to us. Some shit look like this out there, motherfucker. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Nobody even ever touched it. Like they go to the, nobody ever touched the bottom of the ocean, but it's hella people that are saying like, yeah, you just got to the bottom of that motherfucker. We end up in space. Or like, remember the one? Have y'all ever seen the shit where dude, you know how they be underwater welding, right? I talked to some underwater welders, like, and they still ain't never touched the floor, but just putting together building. And dude, like, man, it was one of us posted every so far in the ocean. He like, man, there's something swam up on me, like had like a bright light on it. He was in a trance. He said I couldn't move. He said, man, I never seen nothing like it. It was hella big, man. He's like, man, it made my body free. Man, motherfucker, look what some shit at him, man. On T said, man, I swear, he said, man, I was frozen. I couldn't make it up. They still don't know what's all in that water. They say you should go to the motherfucker far enough, you're gonna be in the air.
Right, but listen, the whole time, what if it ain't what if it ain't no depths to the water? What if it haven't even been written yet?
What you mean for us?
What if the simulation? What if what we thinking is depth? Like, oh, they ain't even experienced it. What if because it ain't there?
Until I said it never end. That's because y'all say, what if it never end, huh?
Well, what if it's that black? What if it's that black space when you walk into
and that's like going in Earth, that's like going in space. That's what I'm saying. So like that's how that kind of goes with this. It's a simulation. You go so far up, you in a simulation. Go so far down, you in a simulation. But we answering a whole nother part. Say all them. So say what do you say? All them other shits don't exist until you get there. Cause ain't nobody ever went to no goddamn moon, man.
You say who?
Ain't nobody ever went to no goddamn moon, man. We let them people lie to us. Motherfucker ain't made no moon landings. Them motherfucking spaceships be getting them motherfuckers.
Well, what if it's wrote in the simulation though?
We been seeing in the simulation them motherfucking spaceships fly too far up and come apart when them motherfuckers kapop. Ain't no kaboom, and then them motherfuckers is kapopping up that motherfucker.
So you think we able to get manipulated in this situation? I mean, all right, so if we able to get manipulated in this simulation. All right, that's what I said to Kizzy earlier in the conversation when we first got on it. They're just like me. They're just like me building my own video game. I'm finna code this motherfucker from the bottom to the top, and I'm finna code it. I'm finna code it to where I want all the black characters to be the bankers. I want them to be the lawmakers. I want them to be government. I want them to be, you know what I mean, the top officials of my game. And all the white characters, I'm gonna make them like the civilians, the workers, the hospital, this, that, and the third. And then I'm gonna build them a thought process to make them think if they work hard and be all that they can be and thrive by the rules of the game, that they could become the owners of the game one day. But it's not, but they'll never be able to become this. But I'm gonna code their brain to believe that they're gonna find different shit to make them believe it. They're gonna find fossils. They're gonna find shit back in time to justify certain shit. Like we're gonna program the game to make them believe that they could actually come out of this realm. Because one, for Sims, they said on the new Sims game, they said the makers want to make a Sims 6, but they said people keep on spending their money on Sims 5, and Sims 5 been out for damn near 20 years now, 15, 16 some years now, and they saying, what's the point of making a whole new Sims when people just won't let this one go? It's like, why make a new one? These motherfuckers actually think that these players, they actually spending money $40 and $50 on different subscriptions a month to keep these players going. They won't be satisfied if we took them players away and gave them new Sim players, gave them whole.
You see how they did that GTA 5? Like that one from what I felt. They just kept updating it,
And like they said, as long as we keep make money off of it, why would we stop it? It don't make no sense.
I was watching some of my homeboys that really like had stopped hanging out in the streets together, start reliving their street life together through GTA.
It's because they built their own simulation where they inside of somebody else's simulation, but they can control a player inside of somebody else's simulation, and I can have my other people with it. That's powerful. Hey man,
Tizzy over there like this, like yeah, I brought some shit. Heard it.
Oh no, he brought it for sure. And, you know, like I told him, I was familiar with the
yeah, that shit deep. Quantum physics, all that shit. That's getting there.
Yeah. We saying that, and that was, I like the way dude broke that down. I'm gonna actually put him into my because I actually seen him in that Fish Talking before. I actually tripped off a couple of his videos. I actually didn't know that was him until he started talking.
Yeah, when I seen him, I'm like, damn, I remember dude. He went to school with my cousin.
Yeah, them numbers will get me. Like he hit like every fact about it. Like you can't deny that, you know.
Brain like a motherfucker.
You only can look into it, you know, and ask questions and see why is that, you know. And that's what I really decipher from it. Like,
nah, I mean, you know what?
You cannot agree with half of the shit the way that he broke it down to you.
And that, you know what, and that with that concept he made, you know what, it even further make me believe it's either or around Earth or flat Earth, because he broke some ways down like he's like the traveling speed of light. If that's the fastest thing, then the space that speed of light in has to be massive.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm speaking from infinity. But like he said, everything has that base. The tip of your finger is round, the round eyeball, the way the flower is shaped in the middle, the way it goes around. You know what I mean? Everything is almost shaped in that type of number form, especially when it comes to life form. Everything is formed in a circle.
Yeah, that's why I said, why would the earth be flat?
Well, like I said, because the same way he was when we breaking down the speed of light and how massive space has to be for the speed of light to not be that fast in space. Like they said, the speed of light to travel from Mars to here, they said would take like so many hundreds of years. So that means in space, the speed of light is not even fast at all.
Jeez.
It's slow.
It just show you how far it is.
That's why I say I think we're on a flat plane, because it just don't show you how far. When I say infinity, that's what I mean when I'm saying that. How far shit is. That means that means the Big Bang Theory is still happening right now. It never stopped. It never stopped exploding. It's still exploding right now. The explosion is still expanding.
He said the Big Bang Theory probably was the what's name of coming on.
The start up.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Hey man, but look, dog, it's gonna be 1 o'clock, man. I stayed on here longer than I wanted. We on here for 2 hours, so we put our work in, man.
There's work.
Yeah,
I appreciate you though.
Definitely appreciate you for having me. Being there.
Yeah, man. We just pulled 2 and 1, man. That was a good one for me. I ain't never did 2 and 1, and they was both effective. So
yeah, I could tell Tizzy like was hollering at him, like, man, I got some people that can come over here and light it up. You know what I mean? I could tell, like, it was good energy and everything, though. You know what I mean? But And I like that. I like his energy too. Like, man, for him, he ain't had that many group of people probably, but that was good right there.
Well, now and you know, reach one, teach one for me. You know what I mean? I feel like for me to do it the couple of days I was doing it, the small little money I'm earning off of the platform that I'm doing it on, I just met another person. I got 2 people on here that I can count on being on here when I go on here. Well, 3 for real, because Marcus. So you know what I mean? It's kind of panning out for me. You know what I mean?
I'm bumping out. Say getting the bump into people to say, all right, this is more like-minded people out there. Like I say, yeah, reach one, teach one.
So we keep it going, stay consistent, and show up on everybody's shit. Like when you come up with your shit, I'll be there. When Tizzy come out with his shit, I'm gonna be there. So
yeah, show up, show out, and consistency, man. Like, man, listen, man, listen. I promise it's gonna grow.
Definitely too easy.
On Crawfish, 1.5 people in there, motherfucker. I mean, a grown person and a midget. You hear me?
Hey, I got an outro. So with that, man, we're gonna be out of here, man. I'm gonna lead us out with this outro.
All right, y'all.
Everybody, man, it's the Wolf, y'all. Holla at me.
Talk, giving you knowledge and true talk. Politics in the streets, how we eat. Economics, we wanna be free. To my city, your city, we litty now. I told you niggas, this a lifestyle. Switch the currency to crypto. Push my peoples through the front door. Cause we giving you nothing but true talk. New talk, true talk, new talk, true talk, new talk, true talk. Cause we giving you nothing but true talk. New talk, true talk. New talk, true talk, new talk, true talk.